The Lunaverse by Rainbow Double Dash, Episode 20, The Jakelope Valley Festival by Forborr, Chapter 4. You believe, but what you see. Raindrops swung to Lyra, who was looking distressed for some reason. Should I say something? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it's really them! He turned to look at the force of ponies walking across the platform. They're headed this way! Momentarily panicked, she tried to hide behind Lyra, who was trying to hide behind her, and they went down in a tangle of wings and legs. By the time they were back on their hooves, the daughters of Discords have walked off the platform and into the station. Well played, girls! Miles Grass giggled. Very smooth. Thanks for the help, Raindrop snapped. Come on, we're going to be late for the next train! She fumed at herself as she stormed off the platform. When they saw me, I'll be that fan that fell over forever! Her funk only deepened as they boarded the next train. A small one that clattered, it shook its way down poorly maintained tracks. Though, that wasn't the main cause. The three ponies sat in silence for a few 20 minutes. Although in raindrops, it was worse squirming in silence. Are you okay? Raindrops jumped at her hooves and paced around the tiny compartment irritably. My eyes itch, she said. There's something heavy in my chest, and there's an itch wandering about between my wings. And, oh yeah, I totally flubbed my first opportunity to meet my favorite band. Any of that sound okay to you, Lyra? Lyra sighed. Before she could see anything, Raindrops interrupted. You asked. Raindrops fought back into her seat. Shouldn't have asked if you didn't want me to answer. You brought some of their music, right? Said Vital Scratch. Raindrop's eyes narrowed as he turned to Vital Scratch. Yeah, she said cautiously. Why? I could do with some good travel music, Vital Scratch said. Well, I have records, but you put your turntable in that luggage car, remember? Said Vital, levitating Raindrop's bag out from under his seat. Ye of little faith. Hey, be careful with that, said Raindrops, snatching her bag out of the air and Vital's tugging at a grip. She wrapped her forehose around the bag and eyed Vital for a moment, before hesitantly pulling out a record and offering it, sleeve and all, to the DJ pony. Don't worry, I won't hurt or nothing, Vital said. She pulled the record out of its sleeve and held it up in front of her for a moment, staring at it with intense concentration. The electric blue glow of her telekinesis fired brighter, and music began to play. Thin and tiny at first, then suddenly swelling as she found her groove. Wow, said Lyra, that's pretty actually impressive. Vital grinned, though a hint of the train in her positive voice. Hey, this key mark ain't just decoration. Raindrop settled back. She didn't know that much about unicorn magic, but she'd seen enough concerts to know that most unicorn musicians couldn't create magic from music alone. They needed some kind of instrument to channel it through. Vital Scratch was really good at what she did. Besides, it was one of her favorite songs, and she hummed it along as the train rattled its way west to the desert. For between her and the day, needs someone to blame. In the end, little can't you do it alone. You believe but what you see, you receive but what you get. Caress the one that never faded. She knew Vital was trying to cheer her up and calm her down. It wasn't exactly subtle. Still, she appreciated the gesture. If only she could do something about that damn itch! 2 records later, the train chugged and rattled to a stop. The 3 Ponyville ponies gathered up their things and stepped onto the Jakelope Valley station. If one platform in a booth with nothing else around for miles could be called that. Lyra stepped off first, glad for the chance to stretch her legs and rest her ears. Behind her, Raindrops took one step onto the platform, halted like she had walked into a wall. Which in a sense he did. A wall of hot, dry air that felt more like the ovens at Sugar Cube Corner than any weather she had ever felt before. The itch wandering between her wings immediately fell in love with the heat, married it, and then had a few thousand little baby itches that swarmed all over her back and flanks. Raindrops shook her head, trying to get rid of the intense feeling of wrongness that filled her. The sky above was utterly cloudless, a washed-out pale blue that seemed to go on nearly forever, before it finally dipped down to meet the red earth. There wasn't so much as a blade of grass in sight. This flat, desolate red rock stretching out ahead of her, and to the right until it reared up in broken slabs to meet the mountains. To the left, the rock broke downward, a series of broad rock shelves descending down the bowl shape of the dry lake bed. Ugh, said Raindrops. It's, very dry. It's pretty in a desolate sort of way, said Lyra. But yeah, I can see why they tell the stories. Well, it is a desert, Final decided as he stepped out of the train car and slipped around Raindrops. I'll go grab my stuff. If you want, go ahead and check in with the boss mare. Raindrops sighed and tagged along with Lyra as the unicorn trotted out the platform towards a cluster of trailers just stretched from the platform to the north shore of the lake. The nearest trailer had a large banner over it reading Jakelope Valley Music Festival. Underneath that was a sign on the trailer that said, saying simply, Office. The door to the trailer was open. Inside, a middle-aged brown mare with a brick-red mane waving in, greeting, as she bustled between two file cabinets and a cluttered desk. Hello, hello, she said, a trace of bovine in her accent. Oh, what can I do you for? I'm Lyra Heartstrings. I'm a performer, and, this is my guest, Raindrops. The mare nodded and pulled a clipboard out underneath a pile under her desk. The pile teetered and swayed, but didn't quite fall over. The mare flipped through the pages on the clipboard. Ah, here you are, darling, she said. You're Sharon, trainer number 27, she said, passing Lyra a key and a sheaf of papers. There's a map on the festival grounds and a schedule for your performances. I think we've got you twice a day on stage 5. She smiled. I have someone to show you there, but everyone's busy setting up. Half my staff is showing up until tomorrow's train, and as you can see. She waved her hoof at the towering stacks of paper that covered every available surface in her office. I'm still scaling out paperwork. She pulled a quill from behind her ear and checked on the box of paper. Safety warnings next. Don't want any or none of my precious musicians getting hurt, you hear? So, drink all the water you can hold. Some pony passes out on stage every year. Don't be that pony. Tell Dusty if you're planning on exploring the valley. That's Dusty Cliff, the park ranger for the valley. Wandering around the desert's dangerous if you're not prepared. She smiled. Anything else you need? That's me and my little ponies. Red vest for security. Yellow is sacks, blue is for medics. Or you can just ask for me. Strawberry cheesecake. Lyra thanked her and then turned to Raindrops. I'm going to see what the acoustics are like on stage. You coming along or are you going to explore? Raindrops stared at her. And miss a chance to see the daughters at Discord practice? Of course I'm exploring. Lyra chuckled as she left the trailer. Okay. They gave us 2 maps, but 1 key. So meet me at stage 5 when you're done. If I'm not there, I've already gone back to our trailer. Gotcha! As soon as she had the map, she flew up to get the lay of the land, spying what she was looking for. She slipped down the land a respectful distance from what the map informed her was stage 2. She tried the rest of the way, trying her best to be silent and invisible and not disturbed. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh! It's them! On stage! Alright, ladies! Said Final Scratch, emerging from behind the stage to try to front. That's everything. Give it a try. Let me hear how it sounds. Honestly, said the Pegasus standing at the left of the stage. Shouldn't you already have speakers already set up? Anyone does one as we're trying to practice. Yeah! The unicorn said in front. Need an audience to do a real practice later. Anyway, complain later, Thunder, 'cause now, she turned to face Final Raindrops, it's time to rock! Actually, it's not. Unless you intend to rock without Thunder Axe. You're still not ready, demanded the unicorn. Soul of souls, answered Thunder Axe. The Pegasus had already spoken. Oh, hey, Raindrops, said Final, as he started in with the same song that Final played on the train. Typical, isn't it? It's always the one who yells at the techies that screws things up. Hey, leave on Thunder Axe, Raindrops attempted. She's the coolest pony on the planet. She's probably just cranky because of the weather. Sorry, said Final. She's your favorite? Yeah, Raindrops agreed. Most people go for awesome sauce. She's the black unicorn with the zebra haircut. But it's cheating. I mean, her special talent is being awesome. That really should count. What are a little cutie mark last night looks like. Apple Bloom, you already have your cutie mark. Why are you caring? Oh, well, since my special talent is helping others find out more about themselves, I need to look into what other cutie marks look like. Oh, okay. Nice to see her getting into her role. On stage, the argument seemed to have settled. Thunderaxe spread her wings and flew up a couple of feet. Raindrops took in a slow breath. She'd known what to expect, but it was still disturbing to see. What's wrong? I smiled. Steel shoes, said Raindrops. Nailed into her hooves, see? Final look. Once or twice he met unicorns, or more often, earth ponies, who wore permanent horseshoes. It helped protect hooves and reduced the amount of care they needed. But the price of being heavy, noisy, and, well, permanent. But she never met a Pegasus with one. Before she could ask, Raindrops said, It means you can't walk on clouds anymore. Can't touch them, sleep on them. It means you can never do more than visit a Pegasus city ever again. On stage, Thunderaxe was beating her wings rapidly, shaking her feathers as she did so in an odd flailing motion, causing little sparks and crackles of static electricity to form around her edges of her feathers. Why? asked Final. Look at her guitar, answered Raindrops. Final did. Whoa, she said. Is that even possible? Thunderaxe's guitar was not the acoustic instruments most ponies played. It was a unicorn guitar, made to be played with magic. Flat, and utterly lacking any hollow space inside. It couldn't work without magic. Thunderaxe cradled her guitar between her forelegs as she hovered, brought her hooves to the strings. Electricity flowed from her wings, down her forelegs and into her hooves. The shoes glowed blue as the continuous flow of energy jumped a short distance into the guitar. Then she struck the strings, making her instrument scream like an orphaned angel. Now I'm ready, she said. The drummer, the only stallion on stage, counted to the first song. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the practice set. Strings swelled from the crystal phone, and also saw a surprisingly sweet voice soared, full of nostalgia, regret, and sour old anger. Sparkling angel, I believe you are my savior in time of need. Blinded by faith, I couldn't hear all the whispers of warning so clear. The song continued. The strings were joined by chorus vocalizing, an ethereal sound that slowly grew louder and darker. I see the angels, I'll lead them to your door. There's no escape now, no mercy, no more. No remorse, 'cause I still remember. Suddenly the anger ripped out from underneath the sadness, and an explosion of guitars, drums, and strings. And I also saw this suddenly furious song. The smile when you tore me apart. The first song continued in rage and sorrow for some time, a lament of betrayal and lost innocence. After it ended, they immediately moved on to another, one Raindrops had never heard before. New song! She screamed, completely inaudible over the band. I'm hearing a new song! She recognized it as basically the same as Lyra's song about the Jakelope, but subtly different. It started with ominous, low strings, from Karna harnessing of a low, sinister bass line by Osasnos and an aggressive, almost tribal beat for the bass drum. Then the snares kicked up. Thunder's guitar blared out the sun theme for a couple of lines, before Osasnos began singing the destruction of the ballad of the Jakelope over the top. The chorus was not something Lyra had sung. Raindrops didn't know it was because she forgot, or because the daughters made it up, but it was sung to the moon theme, with ominous bass and strings behind it. There's no one here, no way back again. The empty valley's burning, and I can never see you. The band played on. Osasnos' clear high voice contrasting with the grinding, the spearing range of the instruments, the swelling tide of darkness that flowed from the strings and up the drums, but never made it quite past Thunder's guitar. Also sang of ending and failure, of being unable to protect the ones she loved, of being absolutely determined to keep trying. Near the end of the song, haunting, echoing bells replaced her voice for a time, as Karna took a solo and nearly broke Raindrops' heart. The song ended as bass drums and bass gave way to mournful horns and strings. Slowly, everything else died away, and there was nothing left but a single violin playing alone in the silent dark. Then, with a clack of drumsticks like an echoing hoofstep in the long black corridor, even that ended. Raindrops blinked and looked around. She was still in the desert in the middle of the day, not a night lit by the dying embers of a once beautiful forested valley. That was awesome! She shouted into the sudden silence. Yeah! Woo! She flew up into the air and began clapping wildly. You rule! Elsa saw grinned fiercely. Not bad, she said to the band. I think we're ready to play one tomorrow night. Raindrops did a long loop of joy. Hours later, exhausted, starving, and her voice sore, but the incidents and discomfort of the desert nearly forgotten, Raindrop staggered back into the direction of Trailer 27. Or tried to. She was too tired to fly, and in the twilight in front of the ground of the festival, didn't much look like the map at all. She soon found herself on the ends of a cluster of trailers, which didn't make any sense at all. She turned slowly in a circle, trying to figure out where she ended up. She saw something glinting in the last rays of sunset. It looked like the rainbow shimmer of a soap bubble, with hard edge instead of round. Curious, she tried to walk toward it, but it was on the far side of a slight ridge. In her attempts to go around, Raindrops lost sight of it. What was that? She wondered out loud. Shook her head. Her eyes were dried and her head pounding from a day of glare and bone-dry, moisture-stealing, evil desert air. So she was probably just seeing things. Raindrop sighed. Tired as she was going to have to fly up and get her bearings. She beat her wings slowly and rose in a series of ungraceful surges. A few feet at a time. Just as she cleared the top of the ridge, she saw the rainbow shimmer again out of the corner of her eye. Didn't know Raindrops was going to unlock her rainbow power this early. She turned to face it. Inches away was the most bizarre rock she had ever seen. Two multi-branched iridescent gray crystals, almost like a crystal phone. One each a good 3 feet tall and half that wide, sprouting from a brown boulder that looked almost fuzzy. Then the brown rock, slowly, in obvious pain, uncurled and wasn't a rock at all. It was a large, lean, brown bunny, with a longer face and ears than the bunnies that Raindrops had seen in Ponyville. Bigger than most cats. It turned to face her, its eyes thornless, almond-shaped, pitch black. Each had seas that seemed to swallow everything they saw, with a perfect peace and endless sadness. It could not be anything but a jackalope. Raindrops' breath caught in her throat as she stared. Are you real? She asked. The jackalope stared back, unblinking. It had thick, dark eyelashes that seemed strangely cute, given the eeriness of the rest of its appearance. Raindrops continued to stare back until her itchy eyes forced her to blink. She opened it again. It was still there, still watching and waiting expectantly. It wanted something. She wasn't sure how she knew that, but she knew it with absolute crystalline certainty. It needed something, and it needed it from Raindrops. The jackalope shivered and sloped over, wheezing lightly. Oh no, said Raindrops. Oh no. Are you sick? She worked her hose in a fidgety little dance, an instinctive pony response to panic. What do I do? What do I do? Call Fluttershy. She looked around desperately and spotted the trailer to the distance. I'll get you help! Wait here! She flew back towards the trailers, listening desperately that basically any pony else were there. Fluttershy would know exactly what to do. Dizzy say she doesn't know what she's doing, but whatever she did would turn out to be the right thing anyway. Even Rainbow Dash will be able to get help faster than me. Stupid, slow, itchy, stiff wings! She didn't see the stallion walking around her until he said, Hey, are you Raindrops? Raindrops cut her wings to slow her flight and circled back to see a yellow earth pony with a tan mane under her hat, similar to Applejack's, but smaller and dark brown. Randy would probably know what it was called. Great! I'm officially less useful in a crisis than Rarity. Yeah! She called back. Catch it! Need help! Help! He called up. You're lucky you're alive. What are you doing leaving the fairground without water, light, or telling anyone? Gah! Raindrops landed next to him. I'm sorry, I got lost, but there's no time. He's hurt. The stag's expression immediately changed from annoyance to concern. He was wearing a green vest with Royal Park Service blades on the flank. Raindrops realized he must be the Ranger's strawberry cheesecake medicine. Dusty, that was it. Who's hurt? He demanded. Where? An animal! Raindrops said. I don't want him to think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy, right? This way! Raindrops scrambled back into the air, leading Dusty back to the ridge. I don't see it, he said when they arrived. Raindrops looked up and realized the jackalope was completely hidden from below by the rocks it was hidden on. So he pointed at the rocks. Up there! She said. I'll bring him down! She started to fly higher, but Dusty interrupted her. Wait, he said. It could be dangerous. This is a wild animal we're talking about. Raindrops shook her head. It's not a predator! Even a herbivore can be dangerous. Believe me, Raindrops said. I know, and this herbivore is tough. She flew up to find the jackalope at the exact same spot she had left it, but slipped over slightly. His eyes were still open, but somehow seemed flatter than before. Carefully and slowly, Raindrops searched for the jackalope with her front hooves. Shh, she said, trying to imitate what she had seen Ditsy do once, with a pitsy that got stuck in a Raindrops' mailbox. I won't hurt you. The jackalope twitched when Raindrops touched it, and Raindrops flinched away. You okay up there? Dusty called. Raindrops waved him off, then turned back to the jackalope. It's okay, she said softly, approaching slowly. I know I'm not Fluttershy or Ditsy. I'll make you a deal, okay? You let me pick you up and take you somewhere safe where people can help you, and I'll bring you right back here, alright? Then she snatched the jackalope off its ledge. It made no sound, but she could feel it freeze when she picked it up. She knew she'd be hurt or scared it. Once again, she wished desperately that any pony else were handling this. Dusty would probably know exactly how to pick him up. Slowly, she flew down. The jackalope was surprisingly heavy, but she managed to get him down without dropping him or hurting him further. Once on the ground, she held him out to Dusty. Are you kidding me? He stammered. I don't know much about animals, but I think it's a jackalope, Raindrops said. Some pony must be playing a prank, Dusty answered. It can't be. Is it real? Feels real, said Raindrops. And heavy, too. Listen to it breathing. They can't be good. Both stood silent a moment as the jackalope started laboring to breathe, laying silently in Raindrops' arm. Okay, said Dusty, pulling a folding blanket and harness out of his saddle bag. Well, let me get this on, and we'll carry him back to the infirmary. Between me and the doctors there, we can probably help it. Raindrops nodded as Dusty put on the harness and basket. It's a good thing you had this with you, she said. Always be prepared, answered Dusty. That's the Ranger way. Besides, helping injured animals in the park is part of my job, not just one I have to do very often. Once the jackalope was secured, Dusty raced off the back into the festival grounds. Raindrops was following as fast as she could. Still, at least a half hour before she arrived at the infirmary. She entered this large trailer to find a pony and a nurse's cap sitting at a desk. Can I help you? She asked, sounding bored. Dusty brought in an animal I found. Oh, is he okay? Dusty, he's fine. He and Sawbones are... Not Dusty, Raindrops snapped. The jackalope! No! Dusty and Sawbones are with it. Let me check with them. The mare moved behind a curtain that blocked up most of the trailer from Raindrops' view. A moment later, he returned with a cranky-looking elderly pony, with a key mark of a scalpel and a stethoscope. You're Raindrops? Asked the doctor. In response to the pig's nod, he continued, Thank you very much for bringing the jackalope in. How is he? Resting, said the doctor. I couldn't find any evidence of physical irritation or infection. I suspect dehydration. So we did our best to get some water in him. Can I see him? Raindrops asked. I'm sorry, said the doctor. Best is just let him rest for now. Go get some food and sleep. Come back in the morning, and we'll know more by then. Okay, Raindrops said, drooping lightly as he turned to leave the trailer. Outside the night was clear, and the stars more numerous and beautiful than Raindrops had ever seen them, but still cold and dry and distant as ever. Closer to Earth, What looked like the last remnants of a bonfire was burning in the open space between the musicians' trailers. Raindrops wandered over to find it mostly abandoned. Just a few scared ponies plugging at instruments, or munching on grilled yam and hay kebabs. Her stomach growled. Hey! Raindrops! A voice called. She turned to see Lyra galloping toward her. Where were you? We were getting worried. Sorry, Raindrops answered. Got a little lost. Looks like you missed dinner. I saved you some, said Lyra, leading Raindrops to a picnic table where Vinyl was waiting. Raindrops deflected questions about where she had been until after she had finished eating. It dug in heartily. So anyway, Vinyl said, like I was saying, you take a steady bass tone and... Bass what? Lyra interrupted. Viol, guitar, harmonica? Just to play bass tone with no over or undertones. Just a slow, steady note. Like one pipe off an organ, right? Lyra shook her head. You can't separate notes from the instrument that plays them. A high C on a float sounds totally different from the one sung. I know, said Vinyl. I'm talking about the part of the note that isn't different. As a theoretical exercise, sure, said Lyra, but you can't actually play that. Ever had this feeling that we had this type of argument as friends somewhere else? Yeah. Darn that multi-thirst theory. I can. Vinyl's horn glowed, and a steady deep note filled her ears. Lyra sighed. Okay, then what? You had oscillation, Vinyl responded. Rhythmically drop the volume, or shift the pace to make a new sound. A second glow surrounded the verse, and the sound shifted from a steady tone to a rhythmic pulsing. Urgh! Lyra covered her ears with her hose. That's one of the most obnoxious sounds I've ever heard! Make it stop! Vinyl drooped, and the sound and the glow both faded. That's what everyone else says too. But imagine all the different sounds you could build like this. Stacking them together to make it entirely new musical structures. See, that's worth trying, said Lyra. I just don't think this wobble bass of yours is the best place to start. Vinyl sighed. Maybe. What do you think, Drops? Huh? Said Raindrops. Sorry, wasn't really listening. You okay? Said Lyra. Did something happen while you were lost? Raindrops sighed. I may have found a sick Jakelope. What? Lyra stared in shock. Yeah, said Raindrops. He's in Forborr now. They won't let me see him. Him? Said Vinyl with a head of a grin. I don't know. I just know he's a he, and he needs help. The two boys studied Raindrops curiously. Are you sure you're okay? Asked Lyra gently. Raindrops shook her head softly. I'm fine. I'm just tired. I'm going to bed. She stomped off, leaving the other two to look after her baffled. What's wrong with me? She wondered. Why do I feel so weird? Why do I keep saying weird stuff? Why do I know these things? To her surprise, given her whirling thoughts, the unfamiliar bed, and its still unending ends across her entire skin, Raindrops dropped to sleep almost immediately. He was dying. He could hear the ponies. As though he didn't understand words, he felt what lay beneath them. He was dying, and they wanted him to live. The one who carried him from the desert to this place. The one who poked and prodded. And one more. The one that seemed to lead them. They all wanted him to live, because they were kind. But the leader had other reasons too. He couldn't comprehend them, but he knew enough to fear her. He called out to the fourth one, the one who had found him in the desert. Was she here? He could not say. He must travel to the heart, and he could not do it alone. He cried out for any who could hear his need, and hoped. Oh, great, now we're talking about hearts. Look, the Heart of Worlds is not probably going to cross over to the Lunaverse. They've got their own problems dealing with Mirage. Besides that, I got enough on my plate already with so many of these other things I'm doing. Oh, not that hard. Raindrops snapped awake. He needs me, she realized. I have to go. She glanced over at Lyra's bunk and saw the unicorn sound asleep. Quietly, she slid down the room, then got to the infirmary and burst inside. Excuse me, shouted the night nurse, as Raindrops made for the curtain. You can't go back there. Raindrops took it to the side, finding herself face to face with strawberry cheesecake. Raindrops, she said, I thought someone would try to get in here once word got out, but you're the one you brought in. You've already seen him. Raindrops shook her head. It was a mistake. He can't see here. He needs to go back to the desert. No can do, answered Cheesecake. He's much too sick, and the wild's helped me. I've sent Las Vegas to zoo for the vet, but until Zeke gets here and pronounces him well enough to go, he's staying put. You don't understand, Raindrop snapped. He needs to stay alive. Cheesecake snapped back, which means rest, comfort, and medical care. Not cold nights, blazing days, and no water and food. Can I at least see him? No, answered Cheesecake. He needs rest, which means limiting his visitors. Obviously, there'll be a lot of interest once word gets out. And we need to find a safe, fair way to give him the space he needs while accompanying those needs. Remembering the dream, Raindrops asked slowly, You mean like charging everyone who wants to see him 50 bits apiece? Cheesecake's eyes narrowed as he spoke and screaming quietly. You've got no idea what it costs to run this festival. No idea how badly Corona's turn has hurt ticket sales. If helping a sick animal will save my festival, you betcha I'll do it. Don't you dare judge me for it. Raindrop's muscles tensed. For just a moment, the urge to strike Cheesecake was overpowering. But she fought it down, turned, and stomped out the trailer. Fuming, she walked back into her and Lyra's trailer, scowling at the ground while she tried to figure out something to do. So she never saw Lyra and Vinyl until she was almost on top of them. What are you girls up to? She asked. You were checking out on the Jakelope, weren't you? Asked Lyra. So what? Raindrops pawed irritably at the ground. Woke up from a dream, check on. Won't even let me in. Sorry if I woke you. Lyra shook her head. No, I woke up the same time you did. I had a dream. Raindrops looked at her, eyes wide in surprise. You don't mean... Yes, said Lyra. I dreamed I was the Jakelope. There was a doctor and a park ranger. And Cheesecake? Raindrops asked. We all had the same dream, said Vinyl. We know he needs to get to the heart. Seriously, I know how awesome Horror Worlds is, but gosh darn it, I'm only one person. I can't cross over everything. I think I know what he means. It's impossible, said Raindrops. Not really, said Lyra. Dream magic isn't a real study, but... No, I mean, we won't be able to take him. Cheesecake's probably using him to as an attraction. She thinks charging people to see him will save the festival. There's only one option, said a fourth pony, flying in for a landing next to them, while the other three stared in surprise. Sorry, I was headed for the infirmary when I heard you talking, and I had the same dream. Raindrop stared. But you're... We can worry about introductions later, said Thunderax. What's important is this. How do we break into the infirmary and get the Jakelope out?